Good evening, friends. Welcome to tonight's session. And good evening, Lena, and all the others who've joined us. And there's a lot of news that we'd like to convey today. So, welcome to each one of you. So, moving on to the first piece of news. Let me get this. Yes. Now, apparently, there is I don't know whether this is really true, but apparently, this tweet has come saying that Pakistanis in Turkey are abducting Indians for ransom with support from Turkish citizens. And apparently they are demanding a lot of money for their release, and Turkey is turning into a seriously dangerous place for Indians. So now this is something I'm not surprised, because the way Turkey and Azerbaijan and other countries are supporting Pakistan, we all know that it is not a love for a neighbor or a country that they like. It's only based on religion that these people are supporting terrorists of Pakistan. So this is not very surprising if it were true. Now, welcome, Fenel. Always nice to see you. Welcome, Pallavi. Thank you always for your kind support. Now, the center has revoked the security clearance for Turkish ground handling firm Celebi Airport Services over concerns regarding national security, the Union Ministry of Civil Aviation said in order on Thursday. In an order, the security clearance in RO Celebi Airport Services India Private Limited under the category Ground Handling Agency was approved by DGBCAS via letter number 1599/2022, Delhi. In the exercise of power conferred upon DGBCAS, the security clearance in Celebi Airport Services India Private Limited has been revoked with immediate effect in the interest of national security. This issues with the approval of DGBCAS, said the government's order. The move comes amid significant changes to Indo-Turkish relations after Turkey President Erdogan supported Pakistan on Kashmir. In response, India has undertaken a multi-pronged diplomatic and strategic counteroffensive, sharpening its foreign policy to engage with Turkey's regional opponents and ally with bigger powers in the region. Now, friends, as all of you know, Turkey has a huge presence in India, as in people traveling to Turkey, as in Turkish Airlines, Turkish tourism, and Turkish restaurants that are there in each and every city in India, and also the fact that we also import apples and fruits from Turkey. So the moment this industry is hit, a huge chunk of their money will go. When they had floods, it was India who helped them and sent them so much of goods, and also send them people to help them out. Now it is this same country that is supporting the terrorists in Pakistan wage a war against India. So you can imagine the kind of anger that people have. And this, also it is very strange that these people, we're talking about the Celebi Airport Services. It has been running for quite some time, and people didn't realize, how dangerous it is when a country like Turkey interferes in our security concerns, especially at the airport. So welcome, Aban. Always nice to see you. Welcome, Vishali. And Fennel says boycott Bollywood for supporting Turkey and not saying a word on Operation Sindoor, especially Amir Khan. Absolutely. And Vishali, always nice to see you. Dina says, yes, boycott Bollywood and their gang. Now, you remember, when Indira Gandhi was alive, if you search the name father of modern terrorism on Google, you'll get the answer Yasser Arafat. Yasser Arafat was declared a terrorist by 103 countries in the world, hijacked 8 planes and murdered 2,000 people. He was given the first international award by Congress. Now, Indira Gandhi gave him rupees 5 crores in cash, while Rajiv Gandhi went a step further and gifted him a Boeing 747 for travel. Now, Indira Gandhi gave him the Nehru Peace Award, and Rajiv Gandhi gave him the Indira Gandhi International Peace Award. When Yasser Arafat declared Palestine as a Muslim state against Israel, the first country to recognize Palestine was secular India. Yet the same Yasser Arafat supported Pakistan at the OIC meeting and said Kashmir is part of Pakistan, and if Pakistan sends troops to occupy Kashmir, our Palestinian liberation army will also join it. And this is how the political and foreign policy of this country was during the Congress rule. The wounds are really very deep. So this is something that's very, very, shocking. The way these people, you're looking at Azerbaijan, you're looking at Turkey, you're looking at China, all these people supporting Pakistani terrorists. I wouldn't even say supporting Pakistan. Pakistan is supporting terrorists. So when these people are supporting them, they are supporting terrorism in the world, is something we have to get very clear. Vishali says PLA activist. Yes, yes, absolutely, Palestinian Liberation Front. And Vishali says, thanks, Meenajay. I love seeing the programs live too. Yes, and I always love seeing you and having your presence on our show. Now, apparently, Pakistan has reportedly written a letter to India urging it to reconsider the decision to put Indus Water Treaty into abeyance. Now, the Pakistan's Ministry of Water Resources has reportedly written this letter to New Delhi to resume the flow of water of river into its territory under the Indus Water Treaty. Now, the Indus Water Treaty is a pivotal water sharing accord that has endured for more than 6 decades. The plea came after India halted the 1960 agreement in the wake of yet another Pakistani-based terrorist attack, this time in Jammu and Kashmir's Pahalgam on April 22, which left 26 civilians dead, mostly tourists. Now, India, invoking its national security prerogative, has placed the treaty in abeyance until Islamabad credibly and irrevocably ends its support for terrorism. The move was endorsed by the Cabinet Committee on Security, CCS, the apex decision-making body on strategic affairs, marking the first time Delhi has hit pause on the World Bank brokered agreement. In a letter sent to the Ministry of External Affairs, the Pakistani ministry warned that suspending the treaty would trigger a crisis within the country. Now, Prime Minister Modi, in his first address since Operation Sindoor, underlined the government's uncompromising position. Water and blood cannot flow together, he declared. Terror and talks cannot happen at the same time. Terror and trade cannot happen simultaneously. However, Indian officials have dismissed these concerns, pointing to Pakistan's long-standing use of terrorism as a state policy. The treaty allocates 3 western rivers, Indus, Jhelum and Chenab, to Pakistan, while the eastern rivers Satluj, Beas and Ravi remain within India. Now, it's not only the rivers that are being, blocked, friends, but it's also the, the arrogant Pakistani celebrities who are also being removed. Their presence is being removed from posters in India. And we're talking about none other than actors like Mahira Khan and Fawad Khan, having their pictures have been removed from the posters of the Hindi films like Rais and Kapoor and Sons, respectively, on music platforms. This move comes after Maura Khan's similar removal and amid rising tensions between India and Pakistan. Now, on Monday, it was noticed that Maura Khan's presence was absent from the Sanam Teri Kasam album covers on Spotify and YouTube Music, with Harshvardhan Rane being the sole face left on the promotional material. A similar edit was made to the album cover of Shah Rukh Khan's Rais, where Mahira Khan's image was noticeably removed, mirroring the change seen with Maura's removal. The Rais album, which earlier showed Shah Rukh and Mahira, now features only Shah Rukh. Meanwhile, the song Buddhu Saman, featuring Fawad Khan along with Siddharth Malhotra and Alia Bhatt, is currently inaccessible on YouTube in India, with a message stating video unavailable. The uploader has not made this video available in your country. The song was posted by Sony Music India. The post of the song has also been altered on the music apps, removing Fawad from the image. Now, as you know, friends, we've been very clear about how Alia Bhatt's mother has been saying that she would prefer to shift to Pakistan, in which case our message would be that please take the whole Bhatt family to Pakistan, because ever since Mahesh Bhatt's son has had an connection, very close connection with David Headley, the terrorist, in the 26/11 attack, and ever since Alia Bhatt has also supported all these Pakistani actors, and now the mother is also saying that she wants to shift to Pakistan, then I believe that this whole family should be shifted completely to Pakistan, and they need not be a part of our industry and take money from Indians at all. Now, Vishali says, blood and water can't flow together. Best speech of Modi ji. Salman Khan is being heavily trolled for his remarks saying, thank God for the ceasefire, but nothing on the Pahalgam attacks and Op Sindoor. Now here, Fennel, you'll also see that yesterday there was a video clip where he's seen dancing with some girls, abroad, and his, belly, which is now, hanging low, has made people troll him and saying that he's not fit at all. So this is also, made Salman Khan feel very depressed. Now, someone named Modi Drone Acharya, nice name. Yes, Drone Acharya. Yes, absolutely. And, Fennel says, Minaji, one should watch the podcast between Arnab and Colonel G.D. Bakshi. Excellent, excellent conversation. Now, Bilbert says, Operation Sindoor was also named Operation. You're saying Operation Tandu. Okay. Now, here I've got something interesting that you'd like to see, since you mentioned the Operation Sindoor. The first person to do Operation Sindoor was, of course, Nehru. So this is on the lighter side. So you can see he is very, very happy to apply Sindoor on Jackie Onassis. And yes, so back to, yes. And also, meanwhile, I also wanted to speak to you about something else that I wanted to speak to you was, there was a, let me just get to that. And that was, a video where, let me just get that, and 1 second, hold on. And this is between a British anchor. Yes, it was, it's between a British anchor and who invited, a Pakistani, panelist, and also Barkha Dutt and Ranveer of Beer Biceps. Okay, so I found that very interesting mainly because it was more of a, because it was a program anchored by Piers Morgan, and it had Hina from the Pakistan side and another Pakistani also, and it was seen that it was more of a bashing episode where the Pakistanis blasted Barkha Dutt and Ranveer for actually criticizing Modi, when Barkha Dutt criticized Modi and supported the Muslims when the Godhra riots were happening, and also Ranveer was also criticized for putting tweets about saying that he loves Pakistanis, and then now he says that he hates what's happening, and Osama and other terrorists originated from Pakistan. So this is one program where you will see the Pakistani panelists, including Hina, bashing Barkha Dutt and Ranveer. And though I don't like either Hina or the other panelists, but here I really enjoyed it because two Deshdrahis, one is Barkha Dutt and the other is Ranveer Beer Biceps, got it nicely, and they really deserved it, And yes, what Vishali says is, I stopped seeing Beer Biceps show. Is he still alive in podcast? See, here in this program, which was aired by Piers Morgan, is also, I think, an attempt to whitewash Barkha Dutt and Ranveer, because both of them were in controversy. You remember when 26/11 happened, a lot of the people accused Barkha Dutt of actually giving information of where the tourists and the guests at Taj were hiding, and how they became vulnerable for attack, and many did die. So that was one attack. And then the second thing is Ranveer talking about incest and trying to break the fabric of Indian social fabric by speaking about things that you normally don't do in Indian society, which is about incest and oral sex in a program for which he was pulled up even by the Supreme Court. So these are things that, so if you see this program, you like it because they're also being bashed by the other side. Now, good evening, Neeta. Always nice to see you. You are from Melbourne. Welcome. Always nice to see you. Yes. So moving on to the next piece of, news, in the backdrop of a recent drone and missile strike by Pakistan, India's ultra-modern air defense system, Akashteer, has attracted national and strategic attention for its role in neutralizing and intercepting airborne threats along the western border. The entirely AI-driven system effectively repelled a series of hostile drones and missiles in the night of May 8th and 9th, when Pakistan launched a coordinated cross-border attack on 26 targets. As per defense officials, Akashteer played a crucial role in securing India airspace, avoiding major damage and demonstrating the nation's technological capabilities in battlefield automation and air threat management. Jointly developed by DRDO and ISRO and Bell, Akashteer is an AI-powered air defense system that combines real-time surveillance detection, tracking and neutralization of enemy aerial threats. It employs high-end AI software and autonomous decision-making systems for detecting and intercepting incoming dangers without the use of human handlers. It cross-correlates inputs from radar systems, space-based inputs like NAVIC, and ground sensor inputs to deliver a single source, real-time airspace image. This enables target engagement in the blink of an eye against vehicles like drones, loitering munitions, and cruise missiles. As per a post by DD News, Akashteer is capable of intercepting and neutralizing hostile UAVs without detection, using no active signatures. It relies entirely on stealth drone tracking, satellite surveillance, and AI-based decision making. Now, in the case of Shah Rukh Khan's company, Red Chillies, yes. Now, this Now, the Bombay High Court has upheld a compensation of rupees 62.2 lakhs awarded by the Motor Accident Claim Tribunal (MACT) to the family of Charu Khandal, a former character animator at Red Chillies Entertainment, Shah Rukh Khan's production house, who sustained severe spinal injuries in a 2012 accident and died nearly 5 years later. Now, a division bench of Justice Girish Kulkarni and Advait Setna, while dismissing an appeal filed by the insurer, which is the Cholamandalam MS General Insurance Company Limited, observed that the compensation was fair and reasonable in light of the circumstances. Perfect compensation is hardly possible, but fair compensation ought to be the norm. Each case has to be decided on its own facts, the bench said. Given the tragic facts of this case, the least that can be done to serve the ends of justice is to uphold the grant of compensation to the family of the deceased who did not deserve the life she went through after the accident, ultimately leading to her death. The court described the matter as a rather heart-wrenching and tragic saga of a talented young professional at the prime of her life. Khandal, then 28, suffered critical cervical spine cord injuries after being hit by a vehicle in Mumbai on March 25, 2012. Although she survived the crash, she remained paralyzed and bedridden until she passed away on January 17, 2017. Yes, Vishali says Piers Morgan or show or something. If I heard it correct. Yes, it is. Minaji, sorry, missed it. Which program you were talking? Yes, it's the Piers Morgan. Yes. Now, Lena says, how come Barkha is speaking positively for India all of a sudden? This is, Lena, this is a, I think they wanted to whitewash themselves because both Barkha and Ranveer have fallen, to the depth, see, people don't have any, thing good to say about these two people. That's why, each were cheering each other. It looks so stupid. And, the Pakistani, she was the ex-foreign minister. She was making fun and she kept on saying that Barkha Dutt is doing all sorts of theatrics to, distract her. And which I found rather, true because Barkha Dutt and Bia Biceps was behaving in a very stupid manner, like clowns. And they were just trying to whitewash themselves. So this program seems to be a very, well-planned one to give them some sort of renewed life. Welcome, Manjit. Always nice to see you. Even I wonder, Lena, everyone knows about Barkha's role in Kargil war and the corruption charges in. Yes, absolutely. Even in recent times, during Corona times, such an anti-national deep state. Yes, absolutely. Now, moving on to another piece of news, it's with regards to Preeti Zinta. Now, a fan asked Preeti, on X, what's your opinion to take on so many co-stars, and celebrated Bollywood stars not condemning the Pahalgam attack, nor did they come out in support of our armed forces. So the actress said, I cannot speak for anybody else as people process things differently. Being a Fauji kid and coming from an army background, these things hit close to my heart. So I'm very vocal about how I feel. I've seen the grit, the sweat, the blood, the tears up close. Sometimes I feel Fauji families are a little stronger than the Faujis themselves. Have you seen these mothers that give their sons up for our country? And she went blah, blah, blah. So another person said, it is not about processing things differently. I'm not from a Fauji family, but my heart beats for India. It's normal and universal to express it. It's abnormal for Bollywood cricket stars not to express for their motherland, especially given eye on Rafa, Black Band, another person wrote. Man, there are some Khans, some Kapoors, some Bachchans inside Bollywood who process things differently. So now here, one thing you will realize is the deadly silence that everybody is speaking about, which is happening in Bollywood and other film fraternities. None of them are really speaking about or in support of the Indian army or about the role that Modi ji is playing. So you will see that these people have, very close ties with Pakistan because they, sort of entertain, do entertainment programs for these Pakistani people, businessmen outside India. And the money that they get is usually from Dubai. So whatever money is coming could also be very clearly, money laundering. It's all about money laundering. So they have a big hand, and we can say that, in many ways, they are paymasters, and that's why they are so quiet. And even I wonder, Leena, everyone knows about, but yes, yes, absolutely. Minaji, if I'm not wrong, Ranveer had shared his experience with a few Pakistanis on his trip to Kashmir last year. He said that he met a few Pakistanis who do want peace between both countries, and he was applauding Modi ji's work. Now, even Fauji kids are so hypocritical. Anushka Sharma moved to London, except Ravina and a couple of others, none of them talk. Amitabh is far too silent. Now, Fennel continues, those Pakistanis are very much on the Indian side. Now, Fennel and to all the others, when we say Pakistanis, we're not talking about just every Pakistani. Generally, what they are doing politically is what we are concerned about. Because you may have friends across the border, and I'm not saying that Pakistanis are bad, or many of us don't have relationship with them. It's not that. When a country is at war with another country, that is the time when you need to stand with your country and to encourage your armed forces, which is exactly what Modi ji did. He went and stood with the army and told them that, see, he's very proud that, and the whole nation stands with them. This is not the time to say that I've got a Pakistani friend, I've got this. No, because now we are purely talking about the politics and how the Pakistani army is actually funding terrorists to come into India and kill our innocent people. So this is something that the Indian leader Narendra Modi ji and the armed forces not would take, because this is a different India that you're talking to. Now India is very strong, and it's not that, see, you can take India for a ride. And this has been shown in the last few days of war, how well India has done it, and they have only hit at terrorist quarters and not at civilian quarters, whereas Pakistan is so sly. They are only hitting at civilian areas. So this is something that I think all of us should understand. So that's just for you, Fennel. Where we're not generalizing. We are talking about a Pakistan which is now under the political dominance of ISI, and ISI is doing their best to send these terrorist termites into India, and this has to stop. Just like Israel is doing it to Hamas, this has to stop. So, meanwhile, talking about Bollywood actor Amir Khan, he has found himself in the middle of an online controversy. Yeah, so, in the middle of controversy because an old interview clip from 2015 went viral on social media. The video was reportedly from a press conference where the actor was asked a question about his life in India. However, Amir expressed his concern about safety in India, which at that time sparked widespread debate and criticism. The recent circulation of this clip has ignited backlash once again. The video resurfaced on social media with netizens reacting to it. A Twitter user mentioned wanting Amir to leave India with his wife, Kiran Rao. Now, so this man has always been anti-India, and as we all know today, the Khans are the ones who are deadly silent because they know that if they upset Pakistan, then their money will stop. And this is one of the things that you and I know of. And even Fauji kids are so hypocritical. Anushka, yes, absolutely. And those Pakistanis, yes, we have already answered that. Welcome, Divya. And Fennel says, yes, that's true. Pakistani Army and ISI are responsible for terrorism. And also, you know that, friends, that, even Mohanlal, when we spoke about, you remember, when we spoke about Empuran, he and Prithviraj were encouraging, youngsters to take to terrorism through their, movie Empuran. Now, he's been, going heavily on social media saying that, to watch his film Tudaram, which is, supposed to be like an antidote for Empuran, where it is a social drama where, he's saying that he's come out so well and he's made crores on that movie. Now, to give this man, let me say, let's also see, how the movie is and how, people are, the kind of audience that's watching it. So today I went for the movie and I saw that the theater was literally empty. And this man has been blowing the trumpet. Mohanlal, superstar of Kerala, has been blowing his trumpet saying that crores of money is coming in through this movie, Thodaram, and that he's so happy about it. So you see the hypocrisy of these actors. They don't make money. Box office, the stories are all lies. And this has been happening in every Bollywood movie as well, whether it's Pathan or whether it's Jawan, and all these other movies that are Brahma, whatever that, Karan Johar brought. I don't even remember that name. But all these movies were just, artificially inflated, and they say they made this money because I'm sure that behind all this there is money laundering. And also now, you'll find that a lot of these, people are quiet because they are scared that if they say something, then their livelihood will be stopped. Moving on to another very interesting, news is that now Smriti Irani, is going to, act as a professor in the University of California, Berkeley, where she's going to teach a class on fintech. If I remember correct, in November 2021, she was said to have completed an online course from the University of California, Berkeley, and the program was also titled Berkeley Fintech Frameworks, Applications, and Strategies. And now apparently she's going to go and teach, a class in Berkeley, University of California. Now, so this comes as a very strange piece of news, because apparently before this, her husband had also written in Instagram that his wife was not being appreciated for all the good work that she was doing, and he's the one who's been silently applauding her. And the central government has not really appreciated her efforts at all, and he feels he felt sad because of that. So from this, you can make out clearly that this woman has been sidelined by Modi ji's government because of the kind of controversies that she has fallen into, and also because of her closeness to people like Ekta Kapoor, who has been given multiple FIRs for producing films that are anti-India, that are sexual, that have high sexual content. And also recently, apparently she's doing something for Madhya Pradesh, and she's been again pushed into the forefront. I don't understand how a woman who makes such movies says that she stands strong with Operation Sindoor. You are the woman who has been stripping women, literally, in movies and showing army officers, as lusty men trying to seduce their sister-in-laws. And now you talk about Sindoor, Operation Sindoor, and that women should be protected, just like what's happening now during the war. These people are really, really hypocrites, because even Mohanlal said the same thing about, Operation Sindoor, and he's the one who resigned from the organization AMMA, which is protecting, the people who allegedly were, said to have, seduced women in the film world. So he's not stood with the women of the film world. Instead, he resigned to give them protection. So how can these people openly say that they are with Operation Sindhu when you don't stand with your own women, when you're exploiting women? So this kind of hypocrisy exists not only in our film world, but in many other areas as well. So this is, whatever you do, if you have a certain reputation, that will follow you all the time. And nothing on earth can whitewash it, even if you come for programs like the one that I mentioned about Morgan's program, where desperately Barkadat is trying to act like a patriot, or Ranveer is trying to act as a patriot, because we all know the kind of dirty work that they have done. So Smriti is a big time cheater even before joining politics. And Milburn says Berkeley University is a very liberal place. Yes, I've seen her standing with certain people, from the university. So there may be some sort of connections that she is having there. Welcome, Sunita. And Lena says he should phone the Turkish president's wife now and talk. And Deepak says a video has surfaced of Lambuji hosting a dinner for Imran Khan in London. The same time the Islamic militants from Pakistan were creating havoc in a once peaceful Kashmir. In fact, the rumors, Deepak, are that Imran Khan, the ex-Prime Minister of India, of Pakistan, has been abused in jail, and very bad reports coming from that area. I do not know whether these are factually true. So far I have seen only 3 people in Kerala industry who got cuts: K.S. Chitra, Yeshudas, and yes, very well said. And Sunita says they all want money, name from us, but our lives don't matter to them. Divya says at least Pakistani ministers are standing with the government, not like India, where our own ministers are trying to put down the achievements of by our PM on Pahalgam. Bollywood is highly suspected industry. They get money, fame, status, name all from Hindustan, but the strings, controls, and hearts belong somewhere else. Well said, Sri Ranganath. Yes. And on this note, we end this session. Good night. Jai Hind and Jai Shri Ram.